Hello and welcome to This Week Those Books. I'm Rashmi Roshan Lal. I've got something exciting for you. It's a new book that suggests a new way of looking at an old issue. And I have a novel from Ngugi wa Thiong'o, giant of African literature, who recently passed. Development is on the global agenda, one way or the other. Days from now, Economics Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz presents a blueprint for global debt justice for developing countries. This would allow them to invest in schools and hospitals rather than paying interest on loans. Stiglitz was asked to do this by the late Pope Francis, and it is sorely needed. Data from the UN's Trade and Development Body shows that 54 countries spend more than 10% of their tax revenues on interest payments alone. As Stiglitz recently said, that's not a path to sustainable development. That debt is a roadblock. The second big event in the development sphere is that the African Development Bank got a new president. It's happened at a pivotal moment for the continent because it is marked by the decline of traditional development aid. And the third story for you, it's not a great story, but it's a big story for us. This week, Those Books spoke to the co-author of a brand new book on reimagining development. So let's get started with the books. Our first book is Reimagining Development, Bold Directions Towards a Thriving World. It's by Peter Sotoris and Uma Pradhan, and it was published this year. I interviewed Peter Sotoris about the book at the Khushwant Singh Literary Festival in London. You can see a photo of the rather animated event on Substack. Go to thisweektosebooks.substack.com. Peter and I discussed the fact that development has become a rather contentious issue because it is often seen as the intellectual and political heir to colonialism. The book tackles this problem by calling for little d development, an array of ideas about the world's future rather than one big prescriptive model. The author suggests we go beyond development scholars to storytellers to imagine a new model, many new models of development. And unusually for a book on so dry a subject as development, there is a foreword by South African novelist C.A. Davids. Our second book is A Grain of Wheat by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. It was published in 1967. Now, my 2002 edition of this novel has an introduction by Abdul Razak Gurna, the second black African writer to win the Nobel Literature Prize after Nigerian playwright Wole Soyinka. So it was a double joy for me to pick up Thiong'o's novel. Both Gurna and Thiong'o are on my list of literary heroes. This novel is set in Kenya during a state of emergency in the country's 1950s struggle for independence. There have been exhaustive analyses of the similarities between A Grain of Wheat and Under Western Eyes by Joseph Conrad. Thiong'o had studied Conrad's novel while at university in England, and indeed there are similarities, many similarities. These books are similar in many ways, the main protagonist's actions and reactions, for example. But Thiong'o and Conrad, unsurprisingly, differ on a crucial point. Conrad accepts the colonial order, and Thiong'o warns against neocolonialism masquerading as a post-colonial development agenda. So there it is again. Before I go, a reminder, This Week Those Books was created to provide context to the news by linking the big international story to the world of books. If you find TWTB useful, thoughtful, and a conversation starter, please sign up. Thanks for listening. Until the next time, bye-bye.